Now, before I get into this Wednesday night, November 3rd edition of AEW Dynamite, I first want to send my well wishes out to Jon Moxley. Obviously, the big announcement going into Dynamite all around the wrestling world today was Jon Moxley. Tony Khan announced on Twitter that Jon Moxley will be entering a alcohol rehab center. So I just wanted to take this time right now just to send my well wishes out to Jon Moxley. You got this, John. We'll be here supporting you 110%. But we kicked off what was a really good episode of Dynamite, man. The heat and the edge for Full Gear is just nonstop as we are approaching Full Gear. We're about 2 weeks away. We kicked things off, man, with a non-title match. The AEW World Champion Kenny Omega versus one of the members of the Dark Order, Alan Angels. And actually, this was actually a pretty good match. You know, despite losing, you have to get Angels credit. He did take Omega to his limit. But of course, in the end, man, Omega blasts not one, but two V triggers. 1, 2, 3. Ends the match. You know, Kenny's like, basically wants to send a message to Hangman. Gets the chair. Looks like he's about to plant Angels. But of course, you know, Hangman comes out for the save. Hangman sets up that lariat, but misses because Omega escapes. You know, we see Hangman with the title and basically tells Kenny to hold it tight because he has 10 days left as champ. Now, we see a Malachi Black promo. He basically goes into Tony Khan's decision to bar him from the ring tonight during the bout between Andrade and Cody. He even brings up the Caesar reference was killed. It wasn't just that Marcus betrayed him, so you know, Black hinting someone else helping out tonight. So obviously foreshadowing what we saw at the end of Andrade versus Cody. We saw CM Punk come out to the ring. He cut a really good promo. Like I said, he mentioned, you know, Jon Moxley, well wishes to him. You know, if there's anyone out there getting, you know, dealing with stuff, you know, talk to someone, get some help, do what you need to do. He also brings up Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, who him and Punk got into a little altercation, little shuffle last week on Rampage. And Punk's like, hey, Eddie, if you have balls, you'll see me you'll see me this Friday on Rampage. So it was obviously announced that Eddie Kingston and CM Punk will face off. Most likely, this will be the match that will be taking place at Full Gear. So we all know how Eddie is with conversations. He's not going to back down. So you know he's coming at Punk's head this Friday. All right, so after all that, we see the AAA World Tag Team Champions being defended as FTR defends it against Aristar and Samar Del Sol, also known as Kalisto in the WWE for those who didn't know. But of course, man, Del Sol and Aristar, sorry for mispronouncing your name there, buddy. Those two, you know, using their little high-flying tactics against FTR. But of course, you know, FTR pulling up the W, man. Wheeler reverses into a roll-up on his own on Aristar for the win. And this is actually a pretty good match. You know, I got no problems with FTR. And obviously them defending their titles, which is good, especially, you know, AAA. So good for them. Now we get one of the big segments of the night. We see the Inner Circle head out to the ring. And obviously the main gist of this was who in American Top Team will join Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, in the Minneapolis Street Fight at Full Gear, you know, on that Saturday night. And of course, this is a great segment. I'm not going to go in word by word what happened. You know, you pretty much need to go watch the segment. But of course, man, they picked their groups. They picked their, you know, American Top Team is picked. And of course, the final pick is Dan Lambert. And Dan's like, I didn't want this, basically. You know, Dan Lambert doing a real good job at getting that heat there. So, really good segment, and really great way for America's Top Team and Men of the Year to build heat. Now, we get the AEW TBS title tournament with Anna Jay versus Jamie Hayter. You know, this is a meh match. You know, this match, you know, was meh. It wasn't a bad match, don't get me wrong. You know, but it wasn't like match of the year, match of the night candidate. You know, we see, you know, Rebel distract the ref. We see Britt Baker grab Jay's foot. Hayter's able to basically hit the short arm lariat, on to Jay, and of course she gets the win. And then, they're attacking, poor Anna Jay, but Ty Conti comes out to the ring, and then Thunder Rosa comes out making the save. So, those women doing their little feuds in there and stuff. Yeah. Now, after all that, we get Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, comes out to the ring. He says when new wrestlers came into the company, some people were sweating bullets. But you, Darby Allin, you and me, we weren't. You see, Darby Allin, you and I, we're pillars. We're top guys. But you see, Darby Allin, you're not me. I'm MJF. I'm Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I'm better than you, and you're nowhere. You're trying to fit in. You're an incel. He's just going into the crowd, getting that heat. And of course, Darby's basically like, Max, I'm going to beat you at Full Gear, but dang it, let's brawl tonight. So those two start brawling out. Really, really great segue and just really great segment, man. And very excited for this match. This is one of the matches outside the world title match, title eliminator. This match, I'm really looking forward to at Full Gear. Like, really looking forward to. This is one of the matches that, in my opinion, could steal the show at Full Gear. You heard it here, folks, tonight. Now, we did see Cody Rhodes versus Andrade Igolow. Pretty good match. And, of course, like Malachi pre-spoiled earlier, someone else coming out to the ring to help Andrade. We see FTR come out to the ring, hit Cody with the AAA Tag Team belts. Andrade hits the Hammerlock DDT. 1, 2, 3. That's it, folks. That's all, folks. Cody Rhodes is done. Andrade wins by pinfall. Pretty good match. And, of course, Andrade was getting the win. So, yeah. We see a little promo with John Silver. He talks about his match with Adam Cole coming up on Rampage. Talks about how he tried to help Cole, maybe cutting his hair, changing his name, being the Dark Order's manager. We obviously know where this is from. Cough, cough. The rumors with Cole when he was in WWE and all that stuff. But, we get that little segue. And we get to the main event. The big question tonight was who was going to replace Jon Moxley. It's God's favorite champion, the Redeemer, the former TNT champion, MIRO, versus Orange Cassidy. Bryan Danielson joins on commentary. And I actually thought this match was going to be a squash, but Orange did give a little fight despite losing. But, of course, in the end, MIRO pulls out the W, makes Orange Cassidy tap out. And it's settled, folks. It's settled, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. November the 13th, 2021, Full Gear AEW World Title Eliminator Finals. Bryan Danielson versus MIRO. Bryan Danielson comes to the ring, hands out a handshake out of respect. But, of course, MIRO's like, screw that, dude. We're not doing that. You and I at Full Gear. So, yeah, man, very excited for this, man. And once again, just very excited for this pay-per-view. But, of course, as far as tonight goes, really, really great episode of AEW Dynamite tonight. Just enjoyed it throughout. Really had little to no problems with this show whatsoever. So, hope you guys enjoyed this review, man. Remember to subscribe to the channel. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling. And so on, yeah.